Hey guys, this is the Staff Sarge coming to you for mission number 4, and this mission I just hate. It's the escort mission. You escort things. Everyone hates escort missions. This one's no different.
This is a fairly standard delivery run, Commander. Given the military nature of the goods being delivered, it is easy to see why somebody might make a move against the convoy. The Corvatti Corporation is a rather outspoken backer of Katrina Steiner. In the past, this has opened the corporation up to considerable harassment from her detractors.
Yeah, more than just that. So you start off here with your cargo, and you need to just escort them all the way to the launch site. It's fairly simple. It should be fairly simple. It's not.
Sector lead, we're picking up scattered comm signals on coded channels. You might want to move your folks ahead and check it out.
Roger, convoy. Extending lead to 500 meters. Castle, you reading anything?
Negative, sir. This weather has SATCOM blinded. Short-range scanners and visual are your best bet. You should be nearing the launch facility shortly.
Roger. I've had enough of these wild goose chases.
And enough of our convoy associates.
Let's just say they'd better not default on payment, or I'm going to enjoy running this route from the other point of view.
Why, Commander, how mercenary of you.
Alright, so you gotta escort long-term artillery pieces. They're completely defenseless rather, but they're fairly well armored. So, first thing to do, target the lead vehicle,
Cold start. Bandit mech at 300 meters.
order everyone to defend, so they'll follow them and engage anyone who comes close.
Spectre, report status.
Engaging enemy mech. Continue en route.
We better hold here till you take care of the problem.
Negative. Keep your vehicles moving. I'm not taking any late fee over this would-be bandit.
We're holding. Radio us when it's clear.
Lousy treadheads. Protect my target.
Kathy, Roger, Roger.
Alright, so the one thing you'll notice whenever missiles are being launched to this guy is some of them tend to blow up in midair. That's because of the anti-missile system, which I've mentioned before. So again, something that you know has one of those, it's best not to use any missiles unless you've got a hell of a lot of them. So I'll just try and stick to my primary group, which is the large laser.
Resume convoy route.
Rolling.
And the secondary group, which is the 2 machine guns and the pulse laser. They're all linked together. So my mechs are keeping nice pace with the lead vehicle, and here comes the second group now. So Vedette, they're another common medium tank as opposed to the Bulldog heavy tank.
Where'd they come from? Weren't you watching?
Keep your poncho on, convoy. We're on.
They're not as big a threat as Bulldogs, but you know, there's a good half dozen of them here, and oh crap.
Convoy at beta.
Oh crap, shit. Okay. This is where it gets interesting. That's a Hellhound, which is a clanner mech, which are never fun to go against. And this one is a 55-tonner. Sorry, no, it's just a 50-tonner, my bad. It's very well armed, it's got a good amount of armor, and it can outgun any one of my mechs individually. The Hellspawn I've got is a 45-tonner, that's the heaviest mech on my team. And not even I'm comfortable with taking on the Hellhound one-on-one. But because the pilot's aim isn't all that good, I should be right. Especially because my lance mates put a bit of fire in him as well. And if you'll notice on the radar, they've all run off to the north. And they're taking on the new group that just appeared. So, you know what, screw that guy, he's heavily damaged, he's too far behind, I'm just gonna run ahead and help take out this new group. Now this is the bit that always screws me over, and spoilers, it doesn't screw me over this time. But what generally tends to happen is you try and spend all that time engaging, especially with that Hellhound there, it ties you up for a long time, and by the time you get back to the convoy, this group has managed to attack from the front. And it's rare for them to outright destroy one of the long toms before you get there, but even just damaging them is often enough, because then while you're busy tangling with them, someone will fire a shot that misses, hits one of them, and as soon as one long tom gets destroyed, mission over. So it's your standard escort mission because it's a pain in the ass. And that guy has jump jets, which is always... I have no idea what happened to those SRMs. So the SRM-6, I had 2 different launches, a 4 and a 6. That's how many rockets are fired in one salvo. The 6 runs out of ammo really quick, as you can see, but I've still got a couple with the SRM-4, so still got a fair bit of firepower. And of course, with my big punch being the large laser, Now, one other thing I might as well go over as long as we're here is if you look down the bottom to the left of the radar, where it says 3500K, that's how hot your mech is in Kelvin. So it's hovering around 5,000 whenever I'm engaged. So I'm not doing too bad, but if I was to fire another, say if I had another large laser and I was firing it,
at the launch site.
chances are it would overheat. When the mech goes above 6,000, you get a warning. When it goes to 8,000, I believe it is, then it automatically shuts down because it's overheated.
Take out the designated target.
And because the convoy's made to their objectives, so I don't need to worry about escorting them anymore. I can just concentrate on knocking down just this Owens.
Take out the designated target.
Roger, Spectre. Copy. Copy.
Nav point Gamma.
Which I can leave to my lancemates. They're doing fine on their own. I should have a quick scroll through them. So if you press W, it lets you scroll through any allied units. So that's how I ordered my mechs to defend. And that's also how you look at your allies and see how they're holding up.
You can repair and rearm while the artillery loads onto the dropships.
Enemy is history. Targets destroyed. Targets destroyed.
Alright, so there are a few missions. It doesn't come up all... bloody camera controls. It doesn't come up all that often, but when you get a field base like that, it completely rearms and repairs you. I believe it's dependent on the speed of it is dependent on how heavily you're damaged. Like reloading doesn't take long, but repairing takes a little bit. So all you do is you walk in at slow speed, and it automatically does it.
Shutting down. Initiating repairs.
This takes about about half a minute or so. So we've escorted the Long-Toms to the base. Now what? Well, obviously because the mission isn't over, there's some more to do. And in this case, it's a counterattack.
This is station control. We show a lance of mechs moving in from the southwest. Somebody wants to keep this convoy from getting off planet. Our turrets won't hold them long.
Can't imagine why. Roger, Tower.
So the base is defended just by some standard laser guns, but...
This is Captain Doshka. Gunnery officer running cross checks. Report weapons online.
Copy. Let's draw them in and you drop the
this is
hammer
gonna
on
be
them
fun.
while we lay down supporting fire.
Acknowledged. Let them come.
If you look in the bottom left... Oh, it's gone now, my bad. But if you notice, the dropship has a fair few weapons on it.
Roger, Spectre.
What kind of weapons? I'll be showing you as soon as it opens up. So... I believe that was a Owens, Hellhound, and a Chimera. And I missed. As you notice, because rearmed, I got all my machine gun ammo back, all my SRMs back. So for this fight, I can just basically go all out. Ow. Okay, that was the dropship firing just then. I'll wait until it fires again. Because they pack some serious heavy firepower. Alright, so there were two different kinds of shots there. The ones that make that, that crackly like static noises that go past, the blue beams of light, those are PPCs. Those are the fuck up everything heavy energy weapon. They are fantastic. The other ones that leave the like spiral trail afterwards. As you see, the PPC left like static, like a static energy field around where it hits, because it's a particle projector cannon. It's supercharged particles. The ones with the spiral rounds are Gauss rifles, and they are always very handy to have if you've got the tonnage to take them. They're a very heavy rifled weapon that uses magnets. That's what it is. It's kind of like a railgun, except it uses a different kind of tech. Spiraled magnets as opposed to straight magnets, which is what a railgun uses. Gauss rifles have very little ammunition, a very long reload time. They're very heavy, but they're extremely long range. They do a tremendous amount of damage. Shut up, Hannibal. And they generate no heat when they fire. So if you've got an assault mech carrying a couple of those, you can just unload until you run out of ammo. As you can see, the dropship packs 4 ERPPCs and 4 Gauss rifles, so it can just lay down an insane amount of fire.
Nice working with you, Dashka.
And you, comrade. All military assets are loaded. You're cleared for launch, Captain Doshka. Das Vidania.
So having a dropship in support is a good thing. Going against one, not really. There are missions where you take these on and they're always a pain because
the Corvatti liaison
they tear you to
confirmed our
shreds.
on-time delivery and released payment a full day ahead of schedule. Perhaps someone overheard your threat about what would happen if Corvatti defaulted on payment.
So I didn't get to mention it there, but if you had a look at the Lance thing, Well, actually, first, so I got some points for Steiner, but because, as I said in the briefing, these guys are Steiner supporters, I lost some points from Davion. And I got some salvage as well, so Chimera Hellhound, a couple of weapons as well, including the LBX AC-10, which I am going to be loading up for the next mission. That's going to be fun. And we got to D-, yay! So, if we go to the Mech Lab, there we go, that's what I wanted last time. So, the Chimera is in a crippled state, that's the one we salvaged. It's going to cost 1.3 million to repair, which we want to do, and it's also going to take 2 weeks. So once I get it repaired, I can sell it off for a higher price. So if it comes up in red, that means it's crippled, and takes 2 weeks to repair. If it comes up in yellow, that means it's just been heavily damaged, and it only takes 1 week. So here's that Hellhound I salvaged. That's definitely going to be my mech for the next mission. Good amount, not really all that much space, but it can take some heavy weapons, so that'll be good fun to get some use out of. So, and if I close this, we get to see the next bit. Advancing the time. So if your mechs take damage and you've got them repairing, it'll give you the option when you leave the mech lab to advance the time by 1 week, 2 weeks, or just to leave it as is. If you advance the time, then that means your mech gets repaired essentially instantly. The problem is, because it advances the time by 2 weeks, you need to pay the money for those 2 weeks, which I'm not going to do, because while you lose the money there, you know, if you do 2 missions, if I do 2 more missions, that means my mech's going to be repaired and it's all good. You only really want to do that if you've got the money to spare, and if you really need those mechs that are getting repaired. So, a couple more about Steiner and the March Militia, which I believe is in the Federated Suns. So, I've got 6 kills myself, but no Solaris rating. What is Solaris? Well, we now have it, but we're not going to go there just yet. Solaris 7 is the home of the Battlemech Gladiator arenas. So we're not going there because Halaron's still got a mission. Eaton has a bunch of missions which we want to do after we finish with Halaron. But once we're done with Eaton, we might go to Solaris and I'll show you how the Gladiator arenas go. It's a really good way to get a bit of piloting practice as well as earn a lot of cash. The problem is, though, because of how many Gladiator arenas there are, it does advance the time a fair bit, which means that... Actually, to be honest, I'm not too sure what effect that has on the overall metagame. I don't think all that much, to be honest. So, that was mission number 4, a mission that I never enjoy doing because it's a bloody escort mission. But that one didn't go too bad. You just got to remember to use the lance mates to defend those long toms while you take out any stragglers. As long as you can do that, as long as you can keep the enemy from shooting the artillery, then you generally have a pretty good run. So, next mission is going to be another one that's a little bit painful, but that mostly becomes from the amount of enemies you engage in the situation. It's not so much like, oh no, you failed this one little bit and the entire mission is a failure. It's just, you know, it's a nice, tough, challenging mission. So, we'll get on to Operation number 5 next time I see ya. Mech of the mission, Operation 4, is a clan mech for the first time. It's a 50-ton second-line battle mech, the Conjurer. Known to the Innisphere as the Hellhound, it was heavily based on the Wolverine fast attack mech. By using the Clanner technology, the Conjurer is faster and better armed while managing to be 5 tons lighter. Designed for close to medium-range combat, it comes standard with a large pulse laser, a pair of ER medium lasers, and a pair of Streak SRM racks. Despite not being named as such, the Conjurer is in essence a Wolverine 2C. And as a result, it does not boast Omnitech. Any remodels are hardwired modifications, such as the Mark III that uses heavy lasers as main weapon instead of the SRMs. One other thing to note is that the Conjurer design used in Mechwarrior 4 is not the original from FASA. The original looked much more like the Wolverine, which is one of the Unseen designs. Unseen is a term used by the fandom for mechs that have been heavily based on other fiction. The most obvious being the Stinger Land-Air mech, which was based on the VF-1 from Macross. These designs are the center of legal confusion, and as a result, Battletech and Mechwarrior are not allowed to show them. They can still be mentioned, and they do have stats for them in the game, but no artwork or 3D models in the computer games are allowed. The only way around this is by revamping the design, resulting in the Re-Scene. The Hellhound in Mechwarrior 4 is one such mech, and in my opinion, it actually looks superior to the original.